So hi guys, welcome to the Q&A for this week. Thanks so much for joining me here. So for those of you that are watching the recording of this, these guys have allowed me to share this information with you, okay? I'm not, and if ever you join the protocol, your posts in the Facebook group, your stuff like that is never shared anywhere else, right? Okay, I honor your privacy. And if you want to share a success story with the world, great. That's why I bring you guys on, people on the podcast, but I don't share your private information with the world. So don't worry that, the stuff that you share with me in our Q&A stays within our Q&As in our protocol group. I don't post these recordings anywhere else. It's just, I'm recording this one for you because I know how hard it is to understand what we do in the protocol unless you actually see it. And these guys, Stephanie, Bailey, Jessica, who might join us soon, they have all been through the protocol and they have been where you are today, kind of not knowing what to expect. And part of that is, as I said, because I have to honor your privacy. Second is because what we do it's not like I can say, oh, here's the diet that I would give you in the protocol. It is all completely down to you and your kind of root cause is really. So that's why there is no kind of secret thing that I'm hiding from you. It's because it's personalized to you and what are your symptoms and your kind of root cause. So just before we get started, I just want to make sure that you understand that this will be an hour call with these guys here, but I will just edit this video so it's only about 15 minutes so that you not having to sit through a whole hour conversation to understand how our calls work in the protocol. So our calls are every week on a Monday New Zealand time, but the time changes throughout the day. So this year we've got all my lovely US friends, US protocolers in here because the time zone suits them, but we do early morning New Zealand time, late evening New Zealand time to fit in with the UK, Europe, early morning to fit in with UK, Europe, as well as late evening fits with Australia, New Zealand. We change the times around, so don't ever think that it's not going to be applicable to you. And also to you never have to come and join a live call if you want, right? These are purely optional. You will get all the content emailed to you. I have had women that you hear on the podcast. Helena would be one. She says, I never made a call. I couldn't. I'm a lawyer. I'm in and out of court. Like I couldn't make a call. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter in terms of the effectiveness that the protocol had on me. It's just about if you want to come and join those calls, if you want to talk about stuff, that is what I'm here for. And I'm here to make sure that you get the best out of this program, okay? And that's why, so this morning, our protocol call took 2.5 hours because there was, so many of the protocols that wanted to come and chat about their question. And I, of course, will honor that. If you're coming to talk to me about what you want to talk about, then I'm going to stay and answer those questions. I'm not just going to say, oh, sorry, hour's up, we're out. That is how we roll here. And you'll also see on this that we get very familiar with each other, very friendly. I know so much about these guys' lives because we actually get to talk and chat and I'm interested in you. I want to know what's going on for you in your life as well. It's not like, here's the program, see you later. It's like, here's the program, it's a great template, but tell me what else is going on for you and let me help you modify that for you. Okay, so I hope this helps you to understand a bit more about what we do. So anyway, we're gonna go into our questions now, but I just wanted to preempt that and just make sure that you understand that when you come into the protocol, it's not like I'm sharing your questions and your stuff with the world. So getting onto that now. Hello, Stephanie. How are you doing? Hang on, I just got to unmute you. So we use Zoom and just unmuted you now. So how's your weekend been? Hot one?
It's been a hot one, but it's been good.
How can I help this week? What's been happening?
So we talked about taking zinc to lower testosterone. So I got some, but it's 15 milligrams. So I wasn't sure, should I start with like 2 or go to 3? Because I can't really get to 50.
Yeah. So 50 is the amount that I would say to be taken for a short period of time. Because zinc we just need to be careful of in the body that it's very tightly controlled with copper. So your zinc and copper ratios are tightly controlled in your body. And this is why, actually as a side note, this is why a lot of women, they think, get quite bad anxiety symptoms when they're on the copper coil because that balance goes out and they don't have enough zinc. But so I would say tend to be when it's treating symptomatically, treating kind of like high testosterone symptoms like acne or hirsutism or hair loss, The reason zinc is because it's a DHT blocker. It stops your testosterone being converted into DHT. So I would start with 50, but for say like 3 months max.
Okay.
And
So I would take 3.
Yeah, I'd take 3. 45 is pretty much the same as 50, right? So I'd take 3 a day, and then you can split that dose up as well. So you could go 2 in the morning, 1 at night. You know, it doesn't have to be all taken at once. And sometimes that just allows it to be better absorbed when it's across 2 doses as well. So don't hesitate to do that. And then actually it's really good that you've got the 15 milligram one, because then when you've done, say, your 2 or 3 months at 50, you can drop down to, say, 30. And then if you want to drop down even more, you can drop down to 15.
Okay, great.
Which brand did you end up going with?
Jarrow?
Oh, yeah. Jarrow, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Same as the glucose optimizer one?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And then I've been doing the spearmint tea, but I've been making it iced tea. I hope
that's fine.
I was having a hard time finding it. Like, it wasn't in any of the stores.
Yeah, it's quite hard to find here. The only place I found it was, so either getting it on iHerb or from our local organic shop here is the only places that I found. It's not like in the like regular supermarket.
Yeah.
Peppermint, yeah, easy. And it is, the problem is I think it may be possible that peppermint does the same thing because it's from the same family, but it's not, the studies haven't been done on it, so we can't say for sure that it is. And as Jessica said, Jessica just noted in the chat box as well, try a holistic or natural store. Yeah, so I think if you can get that. Do you mean, Jessica, for the loose one as well? But just remember with the spearmint tea, like, you want to be giving that a good go for at least 3 to 6 months, right? Like in the studies that they've done, showed no improvement until I think it was at least 3 months, may even been at least 6 months, or I might be getting the rosemary oil one mixed up with that. But it was, yeah, it's kind of one of those things that you need to be in it for the long haul.
That's fine, because I like it. So
yeah, exactly, it's good. And then you can switch it up from like when it gets into winter, go back to hot. So that's cool. Anything else I can help with?
No, that's it.
Okay, good to see you. Good luck with that heat wave.
Thanks.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You're looking lovely again. Have you been to church? Is this
Yes.
I knew it. I'm a little bit disappointed. Not quite the same color coordination as last week, but
that shirt hasn't been washed yet because my laundry backs up pretty fast.
Real life tales.
Exactly, with a toddler.
How's your energy feeling?
I feel really good energy wise. I've been a little tired the last few days, but that's because we haven't gone to bed until midnight, so that's my fault. It's nothing to do with how much I'm eating, but I feel really good. I get up and go a lot earlier than I used to. We have a 7 to 7 schedule where my daughter wakes at 7 naturally and we put her to bed by 7. And when she'd wake up at 7, I'd be like, 10 more minutes, please. And now I get up around 6:30 naturally. I'm just like, and I'm awake. Okay. Like, and that's never happened ever. Like, I am not a morning person.
and isn't it amazing that just making sure that you're eating enough you would never think that would play such a role in how you sleep and how you wake up. But it does play such a role in your stress hormones, because if you're not eating enough, your stress hormones are going to suffer, and then that's going to affect how you feel when you wake up in the morning, right? So it's just, yeah. Bailey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Have you been working this weekend?
Yes, unfortunately. I worked yesterday. It wasn't an awful day, but it's still not a restful day at home. So today's been a little chaotic, but feeling okay.
That's
mostly
good.
Ready for the week.
Yeah, good. And question this week for you was like exercise, right?
Yes. So usually I do my exercise in the evening, not by choice, just because I'm already getting up at like 5 or 5:30 for work. And so I do it after work. But occasionally, like on the days that I have off or on the weekends or something, I love to get it in the morning, because I just feel like my day goes so much better and I have a lot more energy. My question is about like a pre-workout snack. And I know you've addressed this a million times, but I never really paid attention because I was like, oh, I work out in the afternoon. But, so say I get up and I have my protein shake for breakfast and I want to work out maybe like an hour and a half after I get up.
So I would always have a little bit of carbohydrate before you do a workout, especially like a strength workout or something where you're going to need, because you're not going to grow muscle without a bit of carbohydrate there. So if that's the intention, and with any, because that's why I'm saying with any resistance training, like that's the whole point about why it's great for insulin sensitivity as well. So we want to make sure we're getting the maximum effort from there. So a couple of things you could do. You could add a bit of carbohydrate into your protein shake in the morning. So add like half banana or something like that. That gives it enough time to kind of digest. By an hour, you should have that carbohydrate available to you. And then have, you know, a little something else post-workout, or depending on how close that is to lunch and for you. If it's like, if you're having lunch straight after, then you wouldn't need a post-workout snack. But if you're having it, say, you know, you've got another 2 or 3 hours to lunchtime, then have like your post-workout snack as well.
Okay. What kind of snack would you do post-workout then?
Mostly protein kind of post-workout. Yeah. So I would just do another like small shake or something like that.
Okay.
And if you're finding that you need to get up and do like a workout pretty soon after you've got up, that would be have same sort of thing. Just have a smaller shake. So instead of you know, having so much protein powder, you might just have like 1 scoop and half banana and a small amount of almond milk or something like that. And then have that, and then have your big breakfast after.
Okay.
So just because you might feel a bit gross if you have your big breakfast and then go and do your workout. If you want to do a workout pretty soon in the morning, get up, have something small, and then do your workout. If it's just something like a yoga session, like a yin yoga, you don't need to worry about having a pre-workout meal. But if it is like more strength-based or high intensity, then yeah, I would have something.
Okay. Yeah. I know I a couple times didn't have any carbs. I just, you know, like ran off of my protein shake or whatever. And I was like dragging butt all the way through my workout. It was hard and I felt terrible. So.
And Jessica, you're asking, how's your new protein powder? Who, me or Bailey?
Oh yeah. I have a new protein powder. So I tried
you
to do one. Yeah. Let me go grab it quick and show it to you guys, because I won't remember the name.
I tried a few new ones this week too, Jessica. I've been trying some different ones that are available here. And also some that are available overseas. Amazonia Raw I tried. What have you got?
Okay, so this is About Time vegan protein, and this is the canister that I got off of Amazon, but they actually changed their packaging. So if you look on their website, it'll be different. It's got pea protein, brown rice protein, pumpkin protein, coconut oil powder, some stevia, and digestive enzymes, which I really like. The first day I didn't really like it. It was really bitter. And so I Googled, like, what do you do for, like, to offset bitterness? And it said that you need, like, something acidic or tart. And so I've been putting a little squirt of lemon juice in it, and it takes all the bitterness away, which sounds like super bizarre.
Yeah.
Juice in there, but it works. And so I was doing also just like my regular shake with like peanut butter, kind of like a peanut butter chocolate shake. And I switched it up, and I'm doing raspberries with this instead. And I really like it. It doesn't taste
amazing.
like dirt. Like the new zest has kind of gone downhill. So
I have told them that as well. I was like, you guys are onto a good thing with all of my protocol girls, and you've ruined it.
And yeah, and it got grittier, I think. And this I don't think is gritty at all. So the texture is good. It mixes up good. I really like it. I'm probably going to continue.
Sophia, let's put it on the list, and let's put that little trick in there about if it's bitter. It's interesting because that's probably a manufacturing process, just using stevia because as the sweetener.
Yeah, well, now we all know the secret to life is
Exactly.
just a little lemon juice.
Juice.
It worked fantastic.
So counterintuitive.
Yeah, and I kind of like that it's got the coconut oil powder in it, so it's like got some fat in there too. Helps, you know, keep you full longer, and it's healthy fat, of course. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd say it's good. How much protein do you go for after a workout then?
Well, it depends what you're doing. Like if I was doing in the morning, I'd get up and I'd do like 1 scoop before I work out, and then afterwards I'd have my big breakfast afterwards.
Sure. Okay. And then if I work out in the evening, it's okay to like not do a shake and just eat my dinner after.
Yeah,
right?
I never would have I would just come home from the gym and make dinner. And it's totally different if you're an elite athlete. Okay. If you're a bodybuilder, if you're like an elite runner, whatever it is, then yes, you are going to be trying to optimize recovery. But for us, general Josephine averages, we're totally okay to like not have to worry about that and just have our normal meals.
All right, cool.
Go. Carrie, last one. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm just unmuting you now.
Oh, that's okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Are you out and about?
You know what, I was, and I literally just walked in the door, like I just got home, and I'm like, oh yay, I can catch like the last 15 minutes. So so that worked. Yeah, I'm at home now.
Nice.
I'm trying to like figure out like how to turn on my video, but I think like, so I'm on my phone. Normally I'm on my computer, I'm using the phone app, and it's set up a little bit differently that I can't figure out like where the camera button is, so I'm sorry.
I know. I'd be kind of the same because I only do this from my desktop, right? Like I'd be a bit the same
Right.
if I was trying to capture it. So what's been happening this week? How have you been going?
My first question for you, which you've already answered, but I haven't listened to it, is, so if you're getting your period every single month, which I am, but I'm not necessarily like ovulating, is that endometriosis, or like could it be, I guess? And then the second question that I have is, so I've been using the thermometer, the Ovusense,
Yeah.
and so in 4 months total, now granted I'm not done with this cycle yet, but in 4 months time, I've only, according to Ovusense, I've only ovulated one time.
Yeah.
So, and it definitely doesn't look like I'm going to ovulate this time around because my temperature is just dropping dramatically. It's going downhill. So I doubt it's going to raise.
Okay. So the two things here that I know, so personally, I'm not the expert in endometriosis, and I don't know that anovulatory cycles are really indicative of endometriosis. I haven't heard that before. More what I would be saying is that it's intermenstrual bleeding. That's the really common one, where it's like you're getting like bleeding, but it's not because of an ovulation. So a period is a period when you get a period bleed. That's what we call when you have ovulated and then your progesterone rises and falls, and then because you're not pregnant, so your progesterone falls, and then because that falls, your uterine lining sheds, right? Whereas intermenstrual bleeding is when your body is trying to ovulate and you have a rise in estrogen, and then when it's unsuccessful in ovulating, you'll get a drop in estrogen so that it can kind of go through that cycle again, right? It gets another egg. It's like, right, okay, we'll discard that egg. That didn't work. We'll get another one off the production line, bring you in, and then we'll try and, ovulate again. So we'll go through that cycle again. So we'll raise estrogen again. And then when it's not able to ovulate, not able to release that egg, the estrogen will drop. And that is what can trigger bleeding, right? Just that drop in the estrogen. So normally it should be a drop in progesterone, but it's sort of a drop in that estrogen can also trigger that, and it is why it can lead to intermenstrual bleeding. It's a little bit hard to understand, but just think about it as my body wasn't successful in ovulating, and it's kind of triggered my endometrial lining to fall away. So therefore, that's why I'm saying that's why it's really helpful for you to be using your body temperature to know that whether you are ovulating or not. Because otherwise you could be thinking, oh yeah, I'm getting a regular period, but it looks like you're getting a period, but it's actually that intermenstrual bleeding that's happening. But if you think, have you read somewhere else that anovulatory cycles are more common in endometriosis? Is that something that you've talked to someone about or read?
You know what? I haven't talked to anyone whatsoever about it. Whatsoever. The thing that confuses me is because in my mind, and now I can be completely uneducated about this, but in my mind, I'm thinking okay, I should be ovulating every single month if I'm getting a period every single month. But, cause to me, it just sounds like a weird coincidence that I would still get a period every single month consistently. Now, back when I was 18, 19, 20, 23, right around there, I was not getting normal periods, but I would say for the last 6 years, for the most part, it's been pretty normal. I mean, every now and then I may miss a month, but the majority of the time I consistently always get a period. So I would just think that if I'm getting regular periods, that I would be ovulating.
So yeah, that's what I was just saying, Carrie. That's the difference between your situation, is that you're not someone who's only getting a cycle every 50 or 60 days, right? Yours has been pretty regular, within. Yeah. And so therefore that's why it would make sense. I mean, of course, the other alternative kind of explanation for it. So we do know that some women get most women have some anovulatory cycles in a year, but it probably wouldn't be, 1 out of 4. It'd probably be maximum sort of, I think, Dr. Geraldine Pryor at SEMCOR, they did a study and they said it was approximately about a third of cycles were anovulatory in most women. So, but yours is seeming to be a little bit more than that. So I'll send you her data on that, her research and what they are looking into. But the other explanation, of course, is that obviously it just hasn't been picking that up for you. And that, that isn't actually accurately picking up your body temperature. So what we could do is get this cycle for you, is get a progesterone test done on your equivalent of day 21 and see how high that is, and if that would, because that should indicate whether ovulation has occurred or not.